Welcome to my world, bitch.
Welcome to the 176th episode of the Supernatural Occurrence Studies podcast.
So mythically paranormal.
Ooh, my name is Jason Knight, host of the show, and with me, as always, is...
Oscar motherfucking Spector.
Producer extraordinaire and podcast co-host. Oscar, happy March 1st.
Happy... What's special about March 1st?
Not a damn thing.
No.
Nothing. How have you been?
I've been okay. Do you like March? Does it feel like it's the beginning of spring? The end of winter to you?
Here in the Midwest, it could go either way.
It fluctuates. Heavily. In Chicago, it certainly does. We're in false spring right now.
Fall spring. Yeah, exactly. Here, yes. Last week I had my windows open.
Yeah.
It was in the high 50s.
And now it's fucking cold as shit out there.
Now it's freezing. Yeah. And you drove through basically a snowstorm to get here.
Isn't that crazy?
So, March...
Few days, that's what it did.
March is a fickle bitch, as they say.
Yeah.
I think one of the...
Much like me.
You are kind of fickle.
Thank you.
I think one of the worst snowstorms in Chicago, I believe, happened in early April.
Yeah, you mean in history?
Yeah, in record.
You know what the year that was, or no?
I don't. I think it was sometime like in the 70s. Like I always hear about the
1770s. You remember that long,
bro?
Okay.
It was like 1977, 78. The snowstorm was 78, something like that.
Sorry, real quick, so only because you reminded me. In the 80s, there was a huge, horrible snowstorm as well. I don't know what year exactly, but it was definitely after I was born. So I had to be between 84 and 89, somewhere in the 80s. My dad he told me about a story once where he wasn't, I don't think he personally was on Lakeshore Drive, but I know he helped someone. But people were stranded on Lakeshore Drive from the heavy winds and snowstorm and ice storms that were coming from the lake, because it's right off the lake. And people were stranded there, and then there were like huge like buses that were like, all the, fitted for the storm, coming out there to find and rescue people with hot chocolates and shit.
Isn't that something?
All night.
You don't see that anymore.
Yeah. Because we fixed a lot of problems and global warming.
Well,
yeah. Right.
I remember, my dad, in one of those storms, I don't know if it was in the 80s, I think it was the big one in the late 70s.
Yeah.
He was stuck somewhere on Lakeshore Drive. And
must be horrifying. It must be a trip. I've never had that experience myself. So.
And a Chicago Tribune truck drove by and had to pick him up.
No way.
Because they were delivering newspapers even in that horrible storm. They were delivering newspapers. That's the
rain
era
or
we're
shine,
talking
huh?
about.
It's like the mailman kind of.
But
that's cool.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen anymore.
That's G's. To do it in that kind of snowstorm? I would have said no. Fuck the news.
People don't need to know what's going on.
Yeah,
Look out the window.
It's fucking snowing. Look out the window.
Hey, extra, read all about it.
If you don't have a window, you can't afford a newspaper. Right.
Yeah, so March, I can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But what's been new with you? What's going on?
You're asking me first.
I am asking you first.
So I'm excited right now, and I'll tell you this quick thing, but I'm excited because I'm not going to tell you the name because I feel like it's free promotion for something I don't know yet, so it's very strange. But I've commissioned my next and biggest, I think it might be my biggest tattoo. It's coming for late March. It's going to happen. So by the time when this show comes out March 1st, so hopefully by the next recording, I'll have it done, but maybe not even then. I might have to wait till the next one, depending on when we record. But yeah, I'm at the Chicago Tattoo Convention. I'm going to go. I commissioned this great artist I hear great things about from Michigan. He's coming to visit to the convention. I reserved a slot, sent a deposit just like 3 days ago. Super excited. And do you want to know the design?
Do you want to tell us?
Yeah, I'll tell you the design.
All right.
So the design is it's going to cover my entire thigh. And it is a hexagonal grid, right?
Hexagonal grid, okay.
So as to how many squares, how many shapes, I don't know how much will fit. I told him to cover as much as he wants kind of thing, make it look tasteful, but not like whatever, not like misshapen. And the whole point of it is that every time I get a new tattoo somewhere on my body, I'm going to have that artist, if they want, to fill in one of the squares with something that they want.
Dude.
Right.
That is a wild idea.
It'll be like a patchwork of different artists on my leg.
I love that idea.
Right. It's a cool idea. And I told this artist that I commissioned this grid for to fill in one of those for the first one.
And you have no idea what he's going to do?
No idea what he's going to do. I gave him 3 stipulations, nothing offensive, meaning no swastikas and shit like that. You have to make sure.
Well,
and so none of that. I prefer one color. So like black doesn't count necessarily, but it could just be black or it could be purple, but not like purple and red, for example. Like I like the idea of solid colors.
Okay.
If they want. And then thirdly, no wording, like no only wording, like nothing that's just words. I would like something visually
That's crazy.
unique to them. And preferably something that they always wanted to do. Maybe they never had a chance to. Something that they love to draw, to design. Whatever they want.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I figure it kind of gives the artist something completely freedom to do something like that. So that they often don't get a lot of freedom because it's not their body they're tattooing.
Right.
So.
Interesting. So what this means now is that you're going to have to get a lot more fucking tattoos so that grid fills up.
That's
so
the
it doesn't
hope.
just look like a honeycomb or something.
That's the hope, is that it'll show more initiative for me to get more of them. Because I've always wanted tattoos, and I want them to be covered in them, Jay, as you've known in my 30 years of knowing me or whatever. 20-something years, sorry. I just never got to pull the trigger most years for like decades. I didn't do it. I did like the first few years of my 18 to 25, and then I stopped. So I'm re-continuing again. So.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And so that was one thing. You also told me another one, right?
Yeah, I'm getting another tattoo about a week later. I haven't, scheduled it yet. It's a different artist. And I'm going to have her do, because I have a Kirby tattoo on my right calf or on there. Or
so Kirby,
ankle.
for those who don't know.
Kirby. Oh, it's a video game character, pink balloon character that swallows up people and inherits their attributes. And this Kirby that I currently have is a Kirby that ate a Hello Kitty, so it looks like Hello Kitty Kirby.
That's right. I haven't seen it in a while.
So I have her commissioned to do another one that's like that, a Kirby that ate a Pokemon, one of my favorite Pokemon. So I'm gonna have it on the opposite side of the same leg. So.
Very cool. Did you said you wanted to have your whole leg?
I wanted the entire right leg from the calf down to the ankle filled with Kirby's. That's what I want.
That's nuts, dude.
And I have a Kirby tattoo artist just for that. So
awesome.
So yeah, that's gonna happen.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
We could when you get them, let's get some pictures.
We could put it on the website.
Put up on our Instagram on the website and stuff. Yeah, That's awesome. Good for you. Yeah, It's been a very long time for me since I've had a tattoo.
I know, you've been telling me.
And I have been kind of itching. It's getting
It's
around
funny because
that
it makes
time.
you itchy.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. But so who knows? Maybe I'll join along with you. And
Yeah.
get a
Hopefully it
tattoo.
inspires you. I love tattoos.
Because I know someone who's going to be at that convention tattooing. So maybe I'll make a phone call. I got a guy.
Yeah, that's true. You do. What about you? What you been up to?
Man, just working. Nothing too crazy over the last month. I do. Right now, I feel really bad for my daughter. She's 17, and we're going through it right now. And she was getting pain in her wisdom teeth on one side of her face.
Okay.
Right. So it got to the point where
You got the chisel and the hammer.
basically.
Right.
So we finally went in and took a look, and 2 of them could come out, and the orthodontist was like, well, or the oral surgeon, excuse me, was like, while you're under, you might as well do. It's an upsell, is what it is.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
that's how. Yeah, that's
it's
how
like
he.
getting
That's how he
shrimp put on
feeds.
top of your steak.
That's
It's
how he
an
feeds his
upsell.
children. 100%. That's how he butters his lobster.
Right. Yeah. But we thought about it. We talked about it, and there is a chance later on in life something could happen. If you're gonna go under, get all 4 of them. Right. So Talia agreed. We talked about it. So she had that procedure done 2 days ago, and during the procedure, she woke up.
No way.
And
Which I hear can happen, but it's rare.
she had some sort of reaction to the anesthesia.
Anesthetic?
Anesthetic. Yeah, it's anesthetic. Sure. And so she woke up during, and the doctor pulled me into a room after she was done. The doctor brought me into the room to see her, and she was out of it. She was kind of laughing. I was like, laughing.
Like loopy.
Completely.
Yeah.
Right. And then he pulled me into. He was like, "Come, I want to talk to you." He pulls me into a separate room with his nurse. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
And a short saw shotgun right next to him.
I paid my bill. What are we doing? And that's the other thing too. Dental insurance is a fucking joke. Let me tell you. But so he closed the door. I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?" He's like, "Well, I want you to know, if you see bruising on your," I said, "Whoa, bruising on my daughter. What do you mean?" He's like, well, she woke up during the procedure. I'm like, she woke up during the procedure. He said she was like a wild animal. 5 people had to restrain her.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she was freaking out.
Freaking out.
Completely freaking out.
And
That's crazy.
the nurse goes to me. She's like, your daughter is strong. I'm like, well, thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
But I felt so bad for her. And
You should have admitted right then and there, yeah, she fights homeless people on the weekend. You're right. I should have
Beats
told
me
you
up.
about it.
so she's going through the healing process now. But surprisingly, with all of the trauma that happened, she's not having a lot of pain. The surgeon did a good job. But man, could you imagine waking up during that? I can't imagine waking up during that.
No. But there's a few horror movies that do that. There's a horror movie called The Dentist. Do they do that in that movie?
I don't know.
From the
but
90s. Yeah. I don't remember.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You're right. I think we both know what we're talking about. We're just not 100% sure. No, that's horrifying. I never had that happen. I've had a few surgeries in my life, but no, that's never happened.
Me neither. Once I'm out, I'm out.
Yeah, me too.
And
Successfully out.
When she got home, again, she was so loopy, so out of it. Blood was
Does she remember fighting back and all that?
So that's the thing. So she goes, while she was trying to talk to me with a numb mouth,
right.
She got across that she remembered the doctor yelling at her. And I'm like, oh, Talia, you're probably you're just inventing. Your mind is...
You pulled The Last of Us on her?
I did, because I wanted her to be awake and alert when we have this conversation about what happened. But she remembered, that's what she remembered. Everything else, no clue. She's like, Dad, all I remember is seeing the needle. And then the doctor yelling at me. Do you think this is going to cause
undue trauma in the future?
Oh, I don't know. I hope not.
No, I hope not too. I really hope not, but it could. I mean, keep this in your back pocket in case you want to tell her later.
We're worried because she has something else coming up in a few weeks where she's got to go under again. And we're nervous now.
Maybe watch Get Out and see how they put that guy under and see if they can do the same thing. Yeah. Maybe do a little deeper dive. But it's just a crazy thing.
Yeah.
No, that's insane.
I can't imagine a full grown.
That's a horror movie.
It is a horror movie.
You just told me a horror movie. That's crazy. I know she's okay, obviously. She's
okay, yeah.
I hope I'm glad she's okay.
Thank you. But now we have to figure out for the next thing that she's got going on.
If I was her dad, I would buy her like a movie I would buy her The Marathon Man. Have you seen The Marathon Man?
I don't.
They torture people with drilling their teeth.
Oh God!
Force them. Yeah, I would. That's how I would parent. I would immediately go buy a movie or get a movie that will horrify their experience. It would join them in some experience similar.
This cathartic.
When one of my friends got pregnant once in the 2010s, I got her a series of movies, and they were all themed around pregnant horror movies because she was pregnant, and she watched I think all of them. She was she was a real trooper. She loved it. She loved the idea.
A great friend.
But it could have easily gone south. Is my point because they're all horror movies.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of the latest, newest thing around here.
Right on.
Unfortunately, but otherwise we're just trucking along, man. Trucking along, ready to give the listeners another dose of sick fuckery on this story
or fuck sickery.
Absolutely. Oscar, you just took a sip when you made that joke. What are we drinking tonight?
Something from a bottle.
You're liking this one. Mm-hmm. You've had a few pours already. This is a Peerless small batch. It's from Kentucky. It's 110 proof, and I am really enjoying it.
It's really enjoyable.
There's a lot of flavors, a lot of smells, scents.
Yeah.
I don't have the palate.
It's like a colorful action movie where the bad guy wins. It's great.
Oh.
Let me take a picture of it, actually.
You got it. Take that picture. Take it. Get me in that picture, too. Yeah. No, I look terrible. It's super late.
I didn't take you. I just got your hand. Don't worry.
All right. What do you think?
Let's take a break, yeah?
That's a short intro. I have wanted to say something. I have been wanting to say something. We haven't made this announcement in quite a while. Listeners who don't like our long intros, can we still get little emails once in a while? Or you see on YouTube, I talk for 15 minutes. Eat a dick.
Or as my mom would say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But you could always go to the show notes because we do put a timestamp where you could just get straight to the topic.
Yeah, get to the topic.
I haven't said that in a year.
You're right, you haven't. We should every once in a while remind people. Yes, that's a good idea.
But I will tell you, I always say, write the show. What are your thoughts? No one ever says anything. When people say something? Whenever that topic comes back around of, should we really cut our intros and make them super short and just get into the topic? That's when people jump in and be like, no, man, keep it. We like listening to you guys. You're bullshit.
And I always told you over the years, no, we should do whatever the fuck we want to do because people could just skip to it.
You're right. So check the show notes if you don't like it.
Yes, exactly. Or they can make their own podcast.
You put in the time research.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Let's take a break.
Let's do that.
Listeners, welcome back to the show. Well, the lights are turned down low, the ceremonial candle is lit, and the drinks are flowing. Let's start this show. Baraboo, Wisconsin wakes in the soft light of a summer morning. The air thick with the scent of dew on the river and sweet funnel cakes from the Circus World Museum. Baraboo, Wisconsin lies 92 miles northwest of Madison, the state capital, and 190 miles from Chicago, and only a short 18-minute drive from the famed Wisconsin Dells, a Midwest tourist mecca. The Dells is famous for its massive water parks, zip lines, bungee jumps, duck boat tours,
And malaria.
fun shops, and countless souvenir stores, as well as quirky attractions like
H1N1.
COVID did not start in the Wisconsin Dells. Quirky attractions like Ripley's Believe It or Not, haunted houses, and those old-timey photo studios. But back in Baraboo, it's much quieter. Its streets are lined with stately brick and limestone buildings that have sheltered local shops and families for more than a century. Known as Circus City, not Circuit City. It was here in 1884 that the Ringling Brothers launched their first performances, a legacy still visible in the opulent Ringling Mansion, with its faded posters of acrobats and elephants. Music drifts and echoes from summer parades and museum events. On any normal day, children laugh along the banks of the Baraboo River. Fishermen crouch over bass streams, and hikers follow the rugged trails of the Driftless area, a rare stretch of the Midwest untouched by glaciers, where ridges rise steep and forests slope down to clear spring-fed waters. The driftless terrain gives the town its character. Dramatic riverbeds, jagged bluffs, hidden waterfalls, and valleys carved over millennia. It's a land that draws the curious and the adventurous, a landscape meant for exploration and daydreams. Yet, in the summers of 1994 and 1995, this serene scene, the rustle of leaves, the shimmer of water, the nostalgic hum of circus history, became the backdrop for horrors so unimaginable that Baraboo would never see its streets the same way again. Beneath the town's gentle rhythms, a darkness had quietly taken root, waiting to be revealed in the most unspeakable ways. The 4th of July weekend in 1994 brought sunshine, fireworks, and barbecues to Baraboo, and then silence. Chris Steiner, a 14-year-old boy who lived with his parents in the heart of town, vanished. His parents reported him missing on July 4th, after finding his bed empty and unsettling signs of intrusion in his bedroom. The screen of his window had been sliced open, muddy footprints marred the carpet, and a patio door stood unlocked, despite the family's belief that Chris had been sound asleep when they went to bed for the night. For days, investigators and neighbors searched fields, riverbanks, and trails, every glance heavy with hope and a mix of dread. Then, on July 10th, 1994, Chris Steiner's body was found draped over a partially submerged tree along a sandy bank of the Wisconsin River, near the Pine Island Wild Refuge, just north of Portage, Wisconsin. An autopsy concluded that Chris had drowned. Water was found in his lungs, a hallmark of drowning, yet the manner of death was classified as undetermined. Local authorities initially couldn't say whether his death was the result of foul play, an accident, or something else entirely. And with nothing else to go on, Chris Steiner's case went cold. Uncertainty clung to the Steiner family and the community like a stubborn fog, a young boy's death without answers. Many hoped it was a tragic anomaly, a damned one-off thing in a town that otherwise knew peace. But the currents of that river carried a deeper truth no one was prepared to uncover. Because little did our Barabooians know, they had a monster in their midst, a budding serial killer with a disgusting fetish just next door. Nearly a year after Chris Steiner's disappearance, the air in Baraboo was once again thick with summer warmth and the promise of late-night TV marathons like USA Up All Night, TNT Saturday Night Nitro, or maybe the Mystery Science Theater Hour. 13-year-old Thad Phillips lay asleep on the living room couch of his family's home after spending that evening with his parents and siblings. Before dawn on July 29, 1995, something unimaginable happened. Thad woke not to his father's voice telling him to get off the couch and go to bed, but to the sensation of being lifted and carried through the house. For a moment, while in that sweet semi-dream state, Thad thought it was one of his parents moving him, like they did back when he was a little boy. But when he opened his eyes to the cool night air and an unfamiliar face, realization struck like a blow. He was in the hands of a vague stranger, 17-year-old Joseph C. Clark. Clark had a plan for Thad. Once outside, he set the still half-asleep boy down and told him he was hosting an epic party with beer, girls, and all the neighborhood kids, and that Thad was invited. Joe Clark even rattled off the names of some of the boys Thad knew, lending a strange veneer of legitimacy to his story. In the dim, pre-dawn light, Clark seemed friendly and just familiar enough to be mistaken for a neighbor or a casual acquaintance. Thad had seen this guy in the neighborhood, hadn't he? Groggy, disoriented, and lulled by that fleeting familiarity, Thad followed, unaware that each step carried him closer to the abyss. Now, Joe Clark's home was nothing like the tidy houses in Thad's neighborhood. Inside, the derelict structure reeked of dirt and trash and neglect. Clark lured Thad upstairs. It was then that his friendliness vanished. It was then that the bone breaker emerged. You see, Joe Clark had a fascination, what experts would call a fetish, for the feel and the sound of breaking bones.
Oh.
He loved it, couldn't get enough of it.
So he'd be an amazing executioner in the medieval times.
Oh, dude, he loved it.
1600s to the 1800s, even up to the 19th a little bit. Off air, we talked about the breaking of the wheel, which is a torturing technique.
Oh, yes.
On a wheel, they would break a person in
Every
parts
bone.
and pieces.
Yeah.
Up to, depending on the sentencing, it would depend on whether or not you're alive or dead when they do it to you, but they do a myriad of things, breaking your pelvis, breaking your arm, breaking all these things in a certain order so you stay alive and go through all that. I feel like that was his time period. He was born in the wrong era.
Oh, God, that's
100%.
for him.
That's for him. This is awful.
If he
awful
was-
thing. It's an awful fetish because it's really hard to recreate this unless you're doing animals, I guess, which is also pretty bad, but
Terrible.
but a little less bad, right? And it's really hard to live this out, this fetish, right?
I can't even imagine.
It's hard to
what
fake.
it's-
You can't fake the sound and the feel.
No. And we'll get into this later, but how does a 17-year-old develop that fetish?
I don't.
And we'll talk about this later.
Okay, yeah.
But, I mean, since we're kind of in that space now,
Yeah.
think about that. Well, listeners, while you're going through this with us, how does a 17-year-old child develop such a specific MO and fetish? It's crazy. Yeah, had this clown been smart enough, like the wheel, like you're saying, would have been front and center in his room.
100%,
He
100%.
would have loved the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Now, when Joe Clark had Thad, it's a strange name. You don't hear it anymore. Thad, Thad. When Joe Clark had Thad in the confines of his filthy, dirty bedroom, Clark resolved the question of Thad's fate in the most monstrous way. He threw the 13-year-old boy onto his nasty-ass bed, grabbed Thad's foot, and began to twist it and wrench it and pull at it until Thad's ankle snapped with a sickening, visceral pop that would echo in Thad's memory for decades. Savoring the sick satisfaction of hearing Thad's bone snap, Joe Clark eased his grip, just enough for Thad to struggle free, though only for a few fleeting seconds. Hobbled and in agony, Thad stumbled downstairs, desperately seeking escape. But Clark was relentless. He caught him, threw him onto a couch, and in a brutal, terrifying surge of rage, he hoisted one of Thad's legs over his own head and pressed down with such animalistic force that Thad's thigh bone, the heaviest, strongest bone in the human body, snapped.
The femur.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The pain must have been just unfathomable.
I never broken a bone in my life, so I really don't.
I've dislocated.
Yeah.
Never cleanly broken, thank God. I mean, just every nerve is screaming, yet this little boy endured, clinging to the slender hope for survival. What followed was approximately 43 hours of physical and psychological torment. Clark alternated between bursts of casual normalcy, watching television and talking about trivial bullshit, and brutal violence. He went on to fracture Thad's limbs in methodical fashion, moving from ankles to knees to thighs. Each act of violence interspersed with periods where he sloppily tried to fix those breaks with socks, gauze, and rudimentary splints. Probably thinking he could heal him again and break him over.
To reuse them.
In a kid's mind, splinting it'll correct it so he could do it again, which takes forever to
it takes like months and months.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Clark's cruelty was unbound. He would smother Thad with pillows, jump on his chest, bite him, stomp on his legs, all while speaking casually about shit no one cared about. Thad's terror was compounded by the unpredictability, moments of conversation and apparent calm, punctuated by unimaginable pain, a rhythm of horror designed to break that entirely. At one point, Clark admitted that he'd done this before, to 2 other boys, and that one of the boys' names was Chris. One of the most astonishing and horrifying aspects of this torture, documented in survivor testimony, was Clark's fixation on the sound and sensation of bones breaking. Thad later told investigators that Clark seemed almost fascinated by it, not merely cruel, but consumed by it. Now again, just stop for a beat and think about that. Imagine pulling, twisting, grinding, and wrenching someone's limb to the point of breaking.
Right, you could do it a lot faster with a hammer, for example, but that's not what he's doing.
That's not what he's after.
No.
It's like demonic ASMR, like...
Yeah. Oh, that's fucked up. You're right. That is what it is.
The pain and suffering was relentless, but Thad's spirit was one thing that Clark couldn't break. He endured blow after blow, confusion, fear, betrayal, all while waiting for the slightest opening. In a moment of opportunity, when Clark left his house, leaving Thad unattended and locked in a closet, the boy summoned his reserves of strength and will that most of us could never fathom. In the closet, Thad found a heavy guitar. With his broken legs screaming in protest, he hammered at that door until it splintered and fell open. Then came an act of nearly unfathomable courage. In agony and near collapse, Thad threw himself headfirst down the stairs, losing consciousness more than once during that descent. When he came to, he was in the kitchen, inches from the telephone. With shattered limbs and a body that should have failed by now, he managed to dial 911. That call, not a scream, not a plea of panic, but a sober, precise report, alerted authorities. "I've been kidnapped. My legs are broken." When officers arrived at Joe Clark's house, they found Thad collapsed on the floor, grievously injured but alive. The culmination of a nightmare no child should ever know. Now would begin Thad Phillips' long road to recovery, and he did recover, after numerous surgeries and ending up with a permanent limp. All told, Thad suffered severe fractures to both ankles, both his feet were sideways, his left knee, which was actually backwards, his right upper leg, his thigh bone, all broken. Thad also had black eyes, countless bruises, and bite marks. And I'll tell you, I've seen photographs of Thad's legs before he had multiple surgeries to fix them, and I swear to God, his legs looked like uncooked Italian sausages. That's what they look like. His legs were that bad. It's a miracle they didn't need to be amputated.
Yeah, it's really hard to visualize.
It's gross.
It's gross, yeah.
For a 13-year-old kid.
I mean, for anyone, but yeah, 13 especially.
You know? Thankfully, Thad wasn't sexually assaulted by Clark, but he did confess that after breaking his bones, Clark would sometimes masturbate.
Oh, yeah.
So there's definitely a sexual element.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's what a fetish is.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. The act of something that's... Right.
Yeah. Now, once in custody, Clark was questioned about Thad's kidnapping and injuries. And in the course of interviews, it was Thad that revealed a detail that would upend the resolution of another tragic case. Clark had told Thad he had done this before to another boy named Chris. And at the mention of the name Chris, police immediately thought about Chris Steiner, the boy who had drowned by undetermined causes a year earlier. Police knew that was more than a drowning. They just couldn't prove it. But now they might have something. The only problem was, Chris Steiner was already buried. So in true Hollywood fashion, Chris Steiner's body was exhumed. Through x-rays that were conducted on his legs and ankles, areas originally overlooked in the first autopsy, what they found shattered the original understanding of Chris Steiner's death. Multiple fractures in his legs and ankles, nearly identical to those Thad endured.
Yeah.
So, with these injuries paired with the drowning, that explained Chris's inability to swim and gave unequivocal evidence of homicide at the hands of Joe Clark, the Baraboo bone breaker. Now, back at Clark's home, investigators found a chilling piece of evidence, a notebook in Clark's own handwriting with over a dozen local boys' names arranged under headings. Headings like, get to know, can't wait, and most unsettling of all, the leg thing. It said that both Chris Steiner and Thad Phillips' names were in that book, although in which column we're not sure because the notebook's exact contents were never released to the public. To detectives, this notebook suggested potential future victims. No doubt Clark was going to do this again and again and again. Mm-hmm. Now, Clark's legal saga unfolded in multiple phases. For the torture of Thad Phillips, he was charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide, causing great bodily harm to a child, mayhem, and a few other charges. He entered a plea of no contest with a defense of not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect.
Is that the equivalent of insanity, but not insanity?
I don't think it is.
Okay, it's a different thing?
I think it is.
Okay.
Yes, because it was very specific mental disease or defect.
I don't often hear that one. Mm-hmm.
Now, despite the defense's attempts to portray impairment due to prenatal alcohol exposure and other environmental factors, the court found Clark mentally responsible and aware of his actions, and he was sentenced to 100 years in prison for the attack on Thad. In the Chris Steiner case, Clark pled not guilty, of course, but the evidence, including the exhumation results, pulling the body out and re-x-raying, proved overwhelming. So on November 7, 1997, Joe Clark, the Baraboo bone breaker, was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide and sentenced to life in prison plus 50 years for the death of Chris Steiner. He has maintained his innocence from behind bars, but appellate courts have consistently upheld those convictions.
Okay, good.
Now today, Joe Clark, he sits rotting away at the Waupun Correctional Institution in Waupun, Wisconsin, just about an hour away from where he launched his assault on the poor children of Baraboo. Known today as Prisoner 00321-322, Joe Clark is eligible for parole in the year 2090. Good. At which time will be 112, Good riddance, you sick fuck.
Yeah.
As for Thad Phillips, he survived, but not unscarred. His body required multiple surgeries, and he now walks with a permanent limp. Over time, he shared his stories in interviews and at podcasts, not as a horror tale, but as an account of resilience and survival against all odds.
It's almost like, have you seen the movie or the story behind the true story of 127 Hours?
I remember the Franco movie, right?
Yes, and that's based on a real story, too.
Yes.
Like a real thing about, literally, I think the book that the guy wrote was called Between a Rock and a Hard Place because he was literally stuck in a rock. Yeah. It's like an endurance of that, but another person is the rock, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like
absolutely.
a crazy feat of endurance and, in some ways, heroism and determination, which is great. I mean, that sucks that he had to prove that, but it is great regardless. It reminds me of that, like a survivor's tale. That, I mean, it's almost inconsequential to even like, who cares who did, and not who cares who did it, but like it's the boy that's like
That's the star of the
that's
story.
the star
Yes.
of the story. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Fuck the rest of the guy,
Right.
the perpetrator.
Like, that doesn't matter. As much as The Rock doesn't matter and the other guy's story, right? Like,
Well, good point.
Right.
I like that. In civil court, Thad was awarded approximately $21 million in damages for lost medical costs and suffering, though public records and reports indicate he never received any of those funds.
What?
Well, Joe Clark, he's got no assets to
Right.
satisfy that judgment. You can't bleed a stone.
Right, of course.
But, I did a community GoFundMe was organized for Thad. And I just checked before, we started recording, as I was drafting this story. When I checked, $27,211 out of a $100,000 goal had been raised. So a long way from the $21 million he was originally supposed to get.
Probably needs more exposure, and also it's an older crime, so
It's old at this point. And
it's old crime, yeah. Sucks, I know.
That does suck. That sucks.
Absolutely. Well, it also sucks that we need this kind of thing at all. Like, money and bringing, like, all this raising just to give this guy some justice.
I know. And I think Chris Steiner, Joe Clark's family, there's no money there. There's no money. There's no one to go after.
Right.
There's nothing to do. This poor guy's not going to get anything. But Chris Steiner's family, obviously, they continue to mourn their son. The exhumation and reclassification of his death provided painful answers, but obviously no solace could erase the loss of a child. The town held vigils, they shared memories, and they carry the weight of what was once inexplicable. The Baraboo Bonebreaker case continues to reverberate through media and public consciousness more than 3 decades later. How a seemingly idyllic town harbored this horrific unseen danger. There's a lot of discussion online that tries to explore why this case isn't as widely known as it should be, despite its brutality and this, miraculous survivor story, a testament to both the randomness of violence and the remarkable will of a child who refused to let darkness swallow him. For some reason, this case severely is under the radar. No law enforcement agency has ever publicly connected Joe Clark to any confirmed victims beyond Chris Steiner and Thad Phillips. Online speculation, mainly in true crime forums and Reddit threads, have occasionally floated theories about additional unidentified cases, but these remain completely unsubstantiated, lacking any official corroboration of physical evidence. But if you remember, Joe Clark did tell Thad that he had done this twice before. Once to Chris Steiner, but who's the other one?
Right.
Now, at the core of this lies this question, and I alluded to this a little bit earlier. How does this 17-year-old in this podunk town, basically, this idyllic town, develop such a specific violent fetish? This erotic fixation on the sound and tactile sensation of another person's bone breaking. No one's born with that impulse. Paraphilias, or the persistent and unconventional sexual arousal directed towards non-human objects, non-consenting individuals, or specific situations, paraphilia of this intensity and specificity, they're not innate. They form through a union of early experiences, conditioning, trauma, or psychological vulnerabilities that, over time, warp sexual arousal toward cruelty and control. Yet Joe Clark already possessed a fully formed MO, modus operandi, targeting young adolescent boys, focusing exclusively on their legs, alternating sadistic torture with feigned care, and meticulously documenting potential victims in a notebook, organized by readiness and type. Serial offenders typically require years, sometimes decades, of fantasy, experimentation, and escalation to refine such a distinct pattern. For Clark to arrive at this level of sophistication and ritualization by age 17 is profoundly disturbing. It suggests that whatever dark forces shaped his compulsion had been at work for a long time, likely far longer than his 2 confirmed victims. Had Clark progressed further than most people care to imagine? Think about it. His very specific fetish had to be learned, developed, tested. So you got to wonder, were there younger kids in Joe Clark's life that suffered mysterious bone breaks? Younger cousins or the children of family friends? Babies, maybe? Babies can't testify. There's no mention of Joe Clark harming animals, but animals could be a great source for developing his sick desire for the feel and sound of breaking bones. Then there's the question of the other unnamed boy Clark admitted to harming. Was that real? Like, is there another body out there somewhere? Another victim of the Baraboo Bonebreaker? Or was Clark just trying to, scare Thad Phillips while he was holding him captive and torturing him?
Right.
The Baraboo Bonebreaker story is not just a story of violence and suffering. It's a record of survival, an investigative persistence, and of the haunting way in which a quiet town's collective memory has been reshaped by what once seemed impossible. Today, the Wisconsin and Baraboo rivers still flow. Circus banners still hang and flutter in summer breezes. But underneath it all lies a story of darkness confronted, and of a boy who refused to surrender.
Do you know if he has a medical history? Because maybe he suffered a break himself. And through that could have been the bones, if you will, of this fetish being born.
I see what you did there.
Nice.
No, I haven't seen anything like that, but man...
Oh, yeah, a lot of kids, if they're jumping around, I used to jump off garage roofs for no reason. I never broke anything, but I could have.
Yeah.
And a lot of people you see with casts or skateboarding accidents, why not him?
I can see...
Maybe he broke something and fell in love with it there.
It was like,
Probably not like that, but that's funny, though. I like that. That could be a good sketch. But, yeah, maybe that's how it started, though.
Crazy.
Maybe he fell in love with it through that.
Haven't seen anything like that, but that's an interesting theory, too.
I wonder if he has a medical history and if it reflects that. And as far as animals go, a lot of animals that are not like, obviously, as pets, that have owners like that, they don't have chips or anything. We don't know how many he's done, how many squirrels or raccoon. We don't know.
Yeah, and he's in the driftless area. there's tons of woods and streams.
Yeah, a lot of these little towns. There's a lot of space, a lot of open space, a lot of vacant spaces, and it's not all inhabited all the time.
Right.
A lot of freedom.
A lot of wildlife.
I can see that part being a thing. I can see the leap here, the bones, and then wanting the satisfaction of breaking a sturdier bone, because a child is a bigger version of the animals that are probably around him. Unless he was I feel like I'm so glad that he was caught early.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because if he's so developed in his sadistic nature that I wonder how much more dangerous he would have been had he gone 10 years without being caught.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. This would have escalated
way
100%.
Way worse.
Yeah.
I could see this guy putting traps down and catching people that way. And it's because you could break the bones of a trapped individual like the way you do a deer. It just seems it's horrifying with the implications of what this guy could have done.
Yes.
So glad he was caught early.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if there were... I think about the kids surrounding him. Family, friends, young little cousins, babies. And look, I'm nobody. I'm sure investigators thought of this. I haven't seen anything that there was mysterious injuries around kids around Joe Clark, but that's a good. I think it's a good question. Was there some weird stuff happening to kids and people just didn't put two and two together? It's scary. It's very scary. And who's this other kid? Was he bullshitting, or is there another body out there? If there are multiple bodies out there, and he's quiet, this guy. Mm-hmm. He doesn't grant interviews. He doesn't talk to people. Maybe he's done it once since all this went down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he doesn't say shit. So there's a lot of unknowns with this one as well.
A lot of them don't say enough. Yeah.
So the Baraboo Bone Breaker. I've been up to Baraboo.
I mean, that's alliteration at work there, right?
It's yeah. I kept thinking I was going to trip up saying that. But I've been up there. I've been to the Driftless region. Driftless Glen is a distillery I really like that's up there.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful country. They call it God's country up there. It's beautiful to have this happening in your town.
I believe you. I'm not going to go up there. But
crazy.
I believe you. All right.
So that's it. Baraboo Bonebreaker.
Yeah, what a weird sadistic fuck. I mean, he was into the pain and the feel of something that results in a lot of pain way more than the killing. I feel like the killing is almost inconsequential. Like it's just so he can keep doing it to other people later.
Yeah.
It's like to save himself so he can do it again, not really because he wants to kill them, you know? Like if he was into breaking necks, that'd be a different story, but maybe that...
Oh no, he wants him alive as long as possible.
I mean, I understand why he goes for the femur. That's the biggest bone. That's the reason why you want to go for it. I understand. I
can't even think about it.
I mean, I don't understand, but I understand.
And then poor Chris Steiner, now that we know what happened to him, imagine having your legs shattered.
Yeah.
What did I say? Ankles and legs. And then being thrown into water. You're fucked.
Yeah.
What a horrible way to go.
Horrible way to go.
I need more drink. I need more whiskey.
Finish mine.
Anything else on this one? This was a relatively short one for us.
Yeah, it is. I got nothing else.
Well, in that case, Oscar, you want to take us home?
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
This is not bad. It burns a little, but it's nice.
Good.
But it burns well, like it's taking away my sin. You know what I'm saying?
It's making me a better man.
Yeah, right. It's putting hair in places I didn't want initially hair at. Yeah. Right.
Book. What's it called? I forgot what it's called. It's a collection of authors that continued in the vein of Stephen King's Stand. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what happened during the Stand in other parts of the world, what happened after the events of the book.
You mean because the Stand, and I never read the book, so I don't remember everything. I've seen a movie or a miniseries.
Yeah. There was a couple.
It covers the world. It's not just in Maine, right? It's like a world-ending event.
It is, yeah.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, they just kind of picked up and ran with what happened.
Kind of like the World War Z kind of aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
one story was astronauts in space. The Captain ships broke out.
So when the world went down, what happened up there?
What was going on with them? Yeah, the story I'm reading right now is from...
That is cool. Is that only online or is it a physical?
No, I have it.
Nice.
I'm sorry, that one I don't have.
Okay.
That's a Kindle. Katie got me the new Chuck Palahniuk book. That's the book. But I haven't started that yet.
So different authors would write their own thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's not like a source where you can find all of these things in one book or one tome.
Oh, no,
you have to find them all separately, or
no, it's one book.
Okay.
It's one book. It's one anthology.
Got it. What's it called?
And it's in the world of the Stand.
Yeah. That's a cool idea.
The one I'm reading right now, I actually had to put it down because I was getting choked up in the dental... Oh, I got to tell you about Talia. It was from the perspective of like wild African painted dogs. It's a real breed. Mm-hmm. But it's from their perspective in the zoo. What happens when there's no one there to take care of us anymore? And it's...
The perspective of these animals, you're saying?
Yeah, it's from the perspective of the two dogs watching...
Yeah. And was this commissioned? Or is
their work. Like Stephen King backed it. And
okay. So it's not like fan fiction that people then put them together in the thing.
What do you mean?
Like fan fiction is,
Oh, no, this is a real...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an actual I think
like commissioned. Yeah,
like he wrote the
that's cool.
foreword and all that stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like the Twilight Zone, the movie. You know, they put like 3 big directors to make one Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
I got it.
So it's cool. I'm enjoying that. Then after that one, I have the new Dan Brown book, and then after that one,
He's still writing?
He is, yeah.
Why?
And then then after that is the Chuck Palahniuk book. So I got a couple. I'm still getting through.
It's so funny. I was so caught up on all Palahniuk written material. I was so caught up. I read like his first 20 or 15.
And I think you got me on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. At least his first like 10 to 15 I read for sure. And then I just stopped, and I haven't picked up anything new. I know he's written many since. I probably have another 10 at least. 10 at least that I haven't seen or read.
What is his new... I forgot the title. I'm drawing blanks right now.
I don't know. For some reason, it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I'm good. You know. Maybe one day.
It is called Shock Induction. That's what it's called. Released in 2024, October 2024. So I have that one in soft cover.
Yeah. You know, he autographed one of my books. I went to a book signing when Borders, when Borders were still around. That's how long ago it was. It was for a book called Rant.
Yeah.
I got my Rant signed.
That's really cool.
And he told me I had it, because I don't know if you know the book, but it's about diseases. Well, it's about one disease, but this kid has like all these diseases. He creates a mass disease, like world-ending epic. Yeah.
I have it.
He puts in the jacket, like he signs his name, and he puts like, I was positive for the disease. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Remember Guts?
Guts.
The short story Guts.
From the Haunted one? Or is it from a different one? Because he has a couple of short story compilation stuff.
I read Haunted too.
Haunted, I love Haunted. So cool.
It's the one where the kid gets stuck to the pool.
Oh my God, yes. Horrible.
Never looked at Calamari the same.
I think that might be that one. I'm not 100%. It could be Stranger Than Fiction or there's at least one other one that I can't think of. But Guts is not the title of any book that I know. No, so I think it's a short story in one of those kind of.
I see.
But I don't know which one it is.
I heard when he does
I remember that story, though. I remember that's very visually memorable. Yeah.
When he does it, or when he used to do it like live, people said it was really fucking intense.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, he gets there. Yeah, he gets there. I also learned a lot about drugs from his writings.
Him? Yeah.
Dude, all of his books, like, he has at least one person that knows intimate details about a certain kind of drug or a certain type of drug that they take. Invisible Monsters has like a whole shit about cosmetic drugs and Ativan, Ambien, what's the difference, how many to take, what effect you want, how much to mix with alcohol.
How do you research
He would get into all that shit. Well, I know that he for sure, like, his youth, he said before, I think, in interviews that he did do some of this stuff. Like, he knows a little, like, he knows some stuff from personal use. But the rest is just research and maybe interviews. Who knows? I don't know how they do it. Yeah.
Then there was Pygmy. That was another one.
That was around I think that was the last book I tried of his, the most recent book.
Yeah, and I couldn't even tell you what it was about. I don't even remember.
I'll tell you what it's about. It's about this, I think it was a North Korean boy,
like a little
adopted.
Assassin or something?
Yeah, he was adopted by a white family in America, but he was like one of those secret Russians. Like, you know, they're infiltrating America through this adoption agency. And their whole point is to create chaos or destroy the American system, something like that. He's a terrorist. And the way he thinks and speaks, because it's all through his perspective, is that it's very broken English. So the whole book is written in broken English.
Okay.
And that's what I think that's what drove me away. Not from all Palahniuk, but that's what drove me away from that book. Like, I just couldn't really get the rhythm going. It's a cool idea, though. But I don't know how the story ends.
What?
No, there's a lot of people there at the end.
There wasn't a soul.
No, you missed it. There was a lot of people there. I don't know what you saw, but there was a shit ton of people in the horizon, in the distance. Mm-hmm. Shit, they were making houses.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of houses and shit.
I thought I saw houses, but then when they panned again, it seemed empty.
No, there was a shit ton of people there. They weren't the first ones.
Huh. Okay.
No.
Well, maybe I'm...
It was a cool death. I mean, the way that he ended, like, yeah, it makes sense that he died right there, saving his family at the very last minute. Yeah, that's cool.
And the girl that they picked up along...
And the girl, yes. Which is like, they basically picked up a wife for his son. That's what they did. Yeah, that's basically, yeah.
They met the guy for like 8 hours, and he's like, I've never met anyone I could trust more with my daughter than you.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'm like, that's not my experience with Europeans. Usually they don't trust Americans, but okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not even 8 hours. Like that's 2 hours later.
You're right. That's pretty forced. You're right. I agree with you. It's not as good as the first.
He liked the wife's cooking.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, take my daughter.
I saw this,
No, it was. Yeah.
I saw this really bizarre movie today that I really liked, but it's really hard to recommend. It's called Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. That's the name of the movie.
What is it?
It's not about Nirvana at all. Not about Kurt Cobain, nothing. It's about these two guys that they did a show called Nirvana, the band, back in 2008 or something. They ran for 2 seasons out of some local TV thing. It was very low budget. They're Canadian. Somehow they got enough money over the last, 17 years to make a new movie. They make this movie. I had no idea. I had never seen the show. I go in, and this movie is about like it basically continues out from the last one with is a 2-man band. One plays the piano. They're both eccentric and weird and kind of kooky. One of them is way more than the other. And they're both trying to figure out, they're trying to scheme their way into getting a gig at like the best club or the best bar in the city in Toronto, which I think they're in Toronto.
Okay.
That's the whole point. That's what they've been doing for 17 years. Try to scheme their way into playing a set at this famous watering hole. And somehow they accidentally invent time travel. It's a very kooky comedy stuff. It invents time travel, and it becomes this like low rent, kind of like low rent as in like the camera's very, it's all very like self-documentary. And the budget's very limited. It's all in their house and mainly in like on the streets. And they combine like Borat and Back to the Future and all this weird stuff in it. It just becomes crazy. It just blows up with this insanity. They're time traveling left and right. They're changing their lives. One of them becomes a huge, successful music star. And it's like insane, right? It's also at the same time really funny and weird. I liked it a lot, but I didn't know where that movie was going.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
No one's heard of it. Yeah. It's only out this weekend. It's gone after this weekend.
Oh, did you see it in the theaters? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this Markiplier movie?
Yeah, Iron Lung.
Talia saw it.
Really? I'm not surprised that she saw it.
Yeah, well,
she
they
seems like
go
very much.
Every Wednesday they go to see something.
No, but I'm not surprised. I mean, well, okay, you're right. But I'm not surprised that she would see it, given her age. Like they would know YouTube stars way more than you and I would.
Well, what happened though? Because like they're saying it's this whole conspiracy where, he found a way to circumvent Hollywood, circumvent the normal funding people, the bank, like the machine, right? Like the evil Hollywood machine, and do it himself. And then it was doing well, like the first week or two, and then it was pulled from all theaters, and now it's gone.
No, I don't know what that was. Maybe if some of that's true, maybe it was pulled in some cities, or maybe it was pulled altogether for maybe a weekend. But I doubt it because I'm pretty sure it's still. I think I still found showings today. Or a few days ago.
Oh, see, I didn't look into it, but
because I go to the movies enough to notice that Iron Lung is playing every once in a while. Now it's not as much anymore as when it first came out. It's like maybe
which happens.
Oh yeah, once a day I think, one showing. And I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say. The circumventing thing that happens a lot more. It just happens very differently than you think it does. For example, remember that movie Red State?
Yes.
That was is that the first? But that was one of those pioneering, non-Hollywood machines.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know the movie Sinners?
Yeah.
That's owned entirely by the director. No movie is owned by anyone that's not a studio. He owns that movie. Ryan Coogler owns his own movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, at least for the 10 years that he's got the rights for. Yeah.
Damn.
Like,
I love
so it's not the first, not even recently. But Sinners was last year.
I figured it wasn't the first. I kind of knew it wasn't
but it is rare. You're right. It is rare. But also, we just had Sundance going on. Sundance is Sundance is all independent movies. So, let's say I tap the city to make a movie here. I go to every business, every person I know, every family member. Right? You max all your credit cards. You make a movie. You get it to Sundance. Then a distributor pick it up. Then a studio, A24 or Paramount, whatever, they pick it up to mass produce to put it in theaters and stuff. So that's the normal way, typical way an independent movie will get to our eyes, like regular people's. But that isn't a studio picture. A studio picture normally would be they fund everything. They would find the director, the casting, and they put all the Marvel movies, right? They put the $300 million into VFX or whatever. And then they make and release their own movie as a product so they can make money off of, obviously.
Okay.
But when with independent movies, they go shopping during Sundance. They're like, okay, we'll offer you $35 million. If A24 sees that, they're like, okay, I'll offer you 40.
Damn.
And
And that's what this Markiplier did?
Well, I don't know. No, I think he circumvented all that. He made his own movie. He has the money to make his own movie without like having to beg for people. So he has no staples, no contracts with even independent business owners that might have given him money, like to a poor person like me, right? Because he doesn't need it. He has millions of dollars. He made it his own. But he has to make a deal with the distribution. He has to make a deal with the theaters. I don't know how he did that, but there is something he had to do there. But most likely he had connections, I guess.
Interesting.
But that's because he can do it because he is one of those influencers that can probably to get that far.
Well, then I'm sure soon we'll see.
I mean, Red State had a very short theatrical run, but you can't buy that movie. I mean, you can buy it now, I think, finally. Oh. But that thing was nowhere to be found.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good movie, too. I like that movie.
That was a good movie, yeah. I agree. It's also much harder than what I'm saying. There are a lot of stipulations. But that's hopefully how it works.
Yeah, and you said you didn't see Iron Lung. You haven't seen this.
But did Talia like it?
She did. She said she liked it.
It's a horror movie, right?
It is, yeah.
Is it about polio? Right? Isn't that what the Iron Lung comes from, the term?
One of those diseases, yeah.
Yeah, polio.
From back in the day.
Yeah. I saw Send Help. That was a good movie. Sam Raimi's new movie.
Yes.
That's a good movie. You like Drag Me to Hell, right?
Yes.
It has very Drag Me to Hell energy.
I want to see a Drag Me to Hell Part 2.
There's not going to be though. He doesn't.
You don't think
I don't know. I don't think so. Let it go.
I do want to see
It's been like
Send
15 years.
Did she see it? No, I don't think she did.
Talia?
Yeah, I want to see it.
You should show your Talia to Drag Me to Hell. If she ends up liking Send Help. Send Help and Drag Me to Hell are very, like, same. You could tell it's the same director. You could tell right away.
Oh, yeah, I want to see it.
It's comedy, but horrifying. It's like
So it's out. It's in the theaters.
Not for much longer, though. It's been out for like 3 weeks, so
Really?
catch it soon if you're going to do it.
Okay.
I saw Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
I heard of it.
That's a fun, bonkers movie. Doesn't make any sense, but it's like a sci-fi movie. It's like has some real dark humor. Like has this insanely dark humor bit about school shootings.
Oh.
Where, well, it's set in this future. Not really future. That's not true. It's basically a movie about AI and how much we should fear AI.
Okay.
But it's a sci-fi premise, so it's like all very exploded into this action adventure setting. But one of the things is that one of the characters' flashbacks is that they're a teacher. And, this person's son gets involved in a school shooting, and he gets killed in a school shooting. And she becomes aware that there is this government-approved service they will replace your son with a robot through AI as close as possible to the characteristics of your lost child. And what she doesn't know, and she finds out soon enough, is that A, this is a booming business, and that B, there are many mothers that she encounters that also lost children through school shootings, that to them this is a Tuesday. They've done this multiple times. They encountered a couple who've had their child, the same child, killed in school shootings 4 times.
Oh my God.
And it's treated like a laugh, like a dark humor. Like that's the type of dark humor it is. But it's a lot more to it than that. But yeah, that's a weird movie.
All right.
I liked it. It was weird though. It's hard. You might love it or hate it. I don't know.
Okay.
Melania, if you want to see a horror movie.
Have you seen it?
No one's seen that movie.
I thought it made like it was the highest grossing
Are you messing with me?
independent. No, like there was a category where it was
No.
I swear to God, because they were talking about it.
No, I just didn't know. So I didn't know if you were being sarcastic.
No.
Because they did announce those. They did say that. But they're lying and they're overblowing it.
Oh, really?
It's not true. The only reason that it's the most highest grossing documentary in recent years is because no documentaries get released in theaters. That's why. It's not because it's because they're the only documentary in recent years that's been released. That's why.
That's so stupid.
That's how they are.
Oh my God.
That's how they are. That's exactly how they are. They're lying to you. Trust me. No one's watched that movie. And that 99% score for the audience, it's all them. It's not real. It's all their bots and shit. It's not real. None of it's real. No one's watching this movie. And people who are hating it. They were paying people to watch this movie.
Why did they... Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why did they make it in the first place?
Because they think they deserve all the line. Because they don't know the difference between selfish and ego and where the line is.
They're just that detached.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh. I almost want to see it, but I would only see it if I never pay for it. Like, I might pirate it.
Yeah.
I think I'll pirate it just to see how bad it is so I can trash it.
Is she in it?
Yeah, she's like, that's an Trump-approved thing. Yeah, she's in it. She's the subject.
So she is Melania. It's not someone playing her. It is her.
No, as far as I know.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know.
She must needed a project. She was bored.
Yeah. Dude, it's I don't know what that is.
Great first lady.
I can't believe we live in this world where that. I mean, it's basically almost state-approved propaganda. I assume. I have no idea what it is because I haven't seen it yet, and I probably won't ever see it.
He might give us disclosure. So I'm not poo-pooing on him yet.
Oh, I am.
I want the disclosure.
I've done been poo-pooing. No one child is worth anything.
A lot of people are saying he's going to be the one. He's doing it.
Yeah, it's just bread and circuses, bro.
Give us the aliens.
Bread and circuses.
Every feed there is flooded.
Yeah.
Whatever app you're on, whatever platform, you can't get away from it. So one day I said, I'm going to start looking up some of these things that because I've avoided it. I haven't, because you don't know what's true and what's false, what's real, what's propaganda, what's AI. You don't.
I mean, but we've also touched on this topic a lot in other, just not this island specifically. We just
correct.
So many like
or
the owl thing, or
Bohemian Grove. Yeah.
Thank you, Bohemian Grove. Like we mentioned this many times.
Well, the problem is, I sat down and I spent maybe an hour.
Yeah.
During work hours, so I was getting paid. Yay.
Excellent. And I'll make sure to tell your employer.
if it's in the outtakes, I'm kidding.
What's definitely in there now?
So I went to the FBI site, and I started typing in these like document
Prompts.
numbers.
Oh, okay.
There's document numbers where, like I'm Instagram. I don't do TikTok or any of that. On Instagram, people will put up these crazy claims and then put a document number with it.
Yeah.
So I started looking up some of those document numbers, and it was real.
Yeah, I know they're real.
Like I would say 95% of the maybe 20 or so.
It is disgusting.
Things that I looked up.
It is hugely disgusting.
Were real.
Yeah, it is disgusting, Jay. Yeah.
So I don't know.
You don't know what about covering it? You mean?
Or just my opinions of it.
I mean, again, we've been saying this kind of thing before.
It's too far out
too
there.
real.
Yeah, it's too far out there. It's I don't know. But there's other things.
I mean, we're talking about those snipers. We believe that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I just saw something about that not too long ago, matter of fact.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
I'm not surprised, honestly. But
there's been other ones that have been very popular that turned out to be fake. So,
yeah, there are definitely fake ones for sure.
And there's millions of pages.
Yeah, with the Epstein thing, I also don't look at it too deeply because I know that a lot of it's real already. From sources that I've trusted and that I found two other sources to go along because I follow your kind of ethos on the show. I follow that to real life as much as I can with news because there's so much out there that we don't know to trust. I mean, and I believed in it to a point where like, okay, I'm convinced this is happening. This has happened, and I don't know what else is happening in what capacity elsewhere today to recuperate those kind of things because rich people are bored. They gotta do something. I don't know to what level that goes on, but I believe it, and I stopped looking at it because I'm like, anymore, I'm just gonna get angry all the fucking time because I can't stand. This is really heartbreaking to read all this stuff. It's heartbreaking, and there's way more stories at home that's heartbreaking, much less some island somewhere. Not that it's dismissive, but like, there's only so much you can read and constantly read on it. So every time they come up with something new, or a new set of pages, or a new chapter of this fucking Epstein files or emails or whatever, which by the way, terrible email.
Well, that's the other thing too. Like,
you
almost have to think: is that shit? Well, did he plant that stuff? Because no one's that stupid, dude. To talk about.
Come on, people are stupid. Especially if they think they're going to get away with it no matter what.
Well, maybe I don't know. Because there were other conversations he's had in those messages and those emails where he said, "I can't talk about this here. Let's jump on the phone."
I find that very few rich people are actually that smart. I mean, very few of them are.
Some people say he was fucking stupid.
Most of the really rich people are inherited. Like, they're not, And yeah, they lucked out on a few business deals and now they own this, but it's because they had that much to play with. You know what I'm saying? That's not the same. I don't think they're that smart at all. Yeah. Most of these people.
No, you're on. You got a point. A lot of people said Epstein is not a smart person.
Like, the Einsteins of the world don't get that money. Right, most of the time, you know what I'm saying? 1 in 10 maybe of those geniuses get that kind of, Excel.
Usually it's the scumbags,
and they usually become scumbags, right? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're right. They're not angels either, right?
Yeah, I don't.
So,
I don't know, man.
I understand, but I'm saying I went to a point where I stopped reading only because like I believe it's out there. To what details I don't know for sure because it's constantly coming in, incoming new things.
Yeah,
but I know enough to say that it's real, and it's out there, and it's disgusting, and I can't read it anymore because I need to live my life.
Yeah.
But like I know it's true, and I don't need to read anymore to not to.
It does.
Like, I feel like why do I need to confuse myself too much more? I'm not.
Yeah, or
it's real. It happened. To what degree, I don't know for sure, but that's for other people whose jobs it is to figure out to do it. So,
imagine those people who had to redact.
I mean, I can't wait to see the documentaries on this stuff, assuming that it's made by a valid crew.
Someone
and all that.
who's reputable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen.
Other people
in
are
our lifetimes. It's gonna happen.
That he's alive. He's out there running around. There's pictures of people who look like him in like Israel.
Oh yeah, I heard about those. Those I don't really believe. Those are hard to find two sources on. I'll tell you that.
Or that Michael Jackson was killed because he was trying to get kids away from.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
Ellen DeGeneres eats people. Is a cannibal.
Yeah.
The biggest cannibal in Hollywood or so. Like.
What the only thing about Ellen DeGeneres that I found to be true that's negative is that she's a kind of an asshole
Just
bitch person.
A bitch.
Like a bitch
yeah.
of a person.
Like, okay,
like never meet your heroes kind of person. But that's it.
Yeah.
I don't hear like.
Which is probably half the people.
Like I could probably see her Tanya-ing somebody and tripping them or something. Honestly, I can see that, but I'm not gonna see her eating people. Come on,
the babies specifically,
right?
You know,
yeah.
But then those photos came out with Prince Andrew.
Yeah,
when he's kneeling over that chick, we don't know if she's.
But we've also been very much disheartened and fooled by these uber celebrities that we adore betraying us. I mean, England has had so many. And because their laws are much more in play than ours, because ours are much more malleable.
Like
no, ours are definitely malleable depending on how much money you have. And theirs isn't as much. They are able to prosecute more. That's why they're doing a lot more prosecution work these days.
Yeah, he went down. He's going down.
And you think about that one guy, the one who raped those kids after he died and they found out.
Jimmy Savile.
Like that's a huge icon figure. Like, how rare that is, and it's obviously going to happen more. And again, people, so we just can't believe it as Americans that our heroes and celebrities are doing it. But it's, so many of them. Some of them's got to do it. Not they have to, but,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious what they're going to find at the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico.
I heard about that.
They say that, the island was one thing, but the real heavy shit went down in New Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now they're saying they're going to start researching that property.
Yeah. I mean, these days I'm more worried about, and only because it's more of a threat around me, is the ice stuff. Is more worried. So, Minnesota was huge.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. What's going on over there, dude? I almost went over there.
Minnesota, of all places.
I almost went over there to protest with them, but I couldn't afford it.
Like, you would think it would have been L.A. or Chicago or New York, but fucking Minnesota?
Well, that's the thing is that kind of tells you, what scared me about that is that it tells me that it's happening everywhere.
Could happen anywhere, yeah.
Well, no, but it's happening everywhere. Now, those tragedies to that level is happening right now in Minnesota.
Yeah.
But the point is it's happening everywhere, that these tragedies are open to happen at any time. Arizona, Maine,
It's the new world we're in. It's fucked up.
It's really fucked up. Yep. I can see why a lot of people want to leave.
Well, you got that, and then you got to worry about people eating each other on top of it, and Satan worshippers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What bingo card,
Don't forget Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, wait, that's the 80s.
Yeah. The lesser of two evils on that one.
But there's so many bad ones, is my point. There's not many Top Gun Mavericks.
No.
Yeah.
That was a good...
And Screams, because the Screams are good. So.
Yeah. I want to see Top Gun Maverick again. That was a great one.
I heard that they finally announced... This is so dumb. There was finally an announcement for... Fast 11.
Stop. Mm-hmm. How could they still be going?
Well, did you watch Fast 10?
No.
Okay. Well,
I think I maybe saw part of Fast 1.
Oh, really? They're good.
With Paul Walker. I never got into it.
They're they're good action movies, man. They're a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, they're a lot of fun. During its heyday, because its heyday came, surprisingly, when Part 3 came out, and Part 5 and 6. Those are the best times for the Fast and Furious. Those are the best movies. 3, 5, and 6 are the best movies.
3, 5, and 6.
7 and 8 is still good. 9 is okay. Getting a little fucked up here. 10 was equal parts fun and terrible. It was one of those things.
Okay.
But 10 famously ends on a cliffhanger. It's like a big 2-parter event. And that was 2 years ago at least.
Oh, I see.
And now they haven't even started filming yet. They don't even have a director yet. That's how late this next one is going to end. It left on a cliffhanger. We don't know anything.
No shit.
It's a real shit show. It's a real shit show with the Fast 11. Or Furious 11, whatever they're going to call it.
The Baraboo Bone Breaker. Do you remember that one?
Nope. You're gonna have to remind me.
Really? You don't remember?
Nope. I'll remember
Do you
as.
remember it? Nope.
At least I'm honest. We were. I remember a few times.
That's why
I would get beat up, like outside, and then I would, with a swollen cheek, I would be sent to school.
Jeez.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, that's the one. Nico spends a lot of time on a laptop too, but he'll also put it down and go out. When his friends are here, they're running around the neighborhood, walking to the store.
I know, I see them.
Walking all over.
I see them, yeah. And on Halloween, you're just fucking running everywhere.
Yeah, just go.
Motherfucker.
Just go. Get out.
Just chip your kid already. Seems like,
Yeah. Yeah, he's gotten the gnarly road rashes and shit from his bike and skateboards and stuff.
My knees are still like... you can still see like the scars from all those times I fucking fall on my bike or on my
makes you
skates.
tough, bro.
Dude, I sprained I skinned the shit out of this knee. At least I knew I fell correctly though. I always fell on my knees and
not your
elbows first.
face.
Yeah. But I have a lot of scars on me though from shit like that.
That's because you had a good childhood.
Yeah.
That means you had a good childhood, man.
Well, no, I disagree. I hated my childhood, but like, it's not because of that.
Were your parents really strict when you were growing up?
No, they were partly strict. It's more like impulse, like most things with parents, is that it's mainly impulse, whatever impulse they're in. So if they're angry, they're gonna fucking take it out on you. But if they're not, they're not. But it's they were mainly absent because they both had like 2 jobs and shit. Like it was like a lot of absentees and
the latchkey kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was one.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of family around, a lot of people we knew, and living in the same house sometimes for a while before they found their own homes. So it's not like people were never there, but there were large swaths of time where they weren't around. Yeah. So, yeah, after school, before school. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
What year were you born again?
84.
84. Yeah, there was still latchkeys in 84 for sure. Mm-hmm. I feel like it died out in like the 2000s for some reason. But 80s, 90s, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was probably the last bit of people that did that.
Yeah.
That had that. I was probably the last part of that generation that had it. You were like in the middle somewhere, and then there was like a few more before.
Yeah. It's all good. We did all right.
Yeah. Ready spaghetti?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Let's do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Listeners, welcome back to the show.